everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Pisces weekly forecast for March the 6th through the 12th, 2022. We are going to be using a Geomantic shield spread. I love doing geomancy readings. You have all 12 houses. It gives so much information. I really think that geomancy is probably my favorite way to do readings. If you would like your own more personal and in-depth reading, you can go to the link in the description box below to purchase a geomancy reading. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our mothers. All right. Okay, Spirit. Pisces, March the 6th through the 12th for Pisces. March the 6th through the 12th for Pisces. Okay. Okay, this will take a few minutes to get all of the figures. So while I continue to get the figures, we'll go ahead and cut to commercial, and then I'll be right back so that we can get started on our reading. Okay, and welcome back. I just got a couple more here to do, and then we will get right into the reading. All right. So we're going to start here with house number 1. Now, generally, the first house is about you, how you're feeling, some of the things that you're going through, those kinds of things. However, with this being a weekly forecast, we're going to say that this is how the week starts off. And in this particular house, you get populous. And yes, it means exactly that. There is a lot of people around you at this time. There are you're really responding to energies from outside of yourself. It's like a lot of people are around you, giving you advice, telling you should do this, you should do that. What you really need now is time for quiet reflection. Now, Populus, I do want to say Populus is ruled by the moon. So, really pay attention to your own intuition. It's good to take other people's advice, listen to it, but use your own intuition to make your final decisions. Okay? All right, and now we're going to move over here to house number 2, which is the house of money. And in this house, we have Carcer. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like as well. It sounds like incarcerated. Um, your money feels kind of stuck, or the money could be delayed. We'll say delayed. But it feels like you're just really stuck, almost like it's in prison. It could be that you do have money coming in, but it's going out as soon as it comes in because it's already been allocated for something else. It could be that you are waiting on a bonus, could be waiting on that IRS refund, and it's delayed. It's just causing feelings of being stuck. And those, I know that those are not good feelings. We'll see if we can see a little bit more about what's going on here as we get further along in the reading. Now we move over to house number 3. This is your house of immediate surroundings within 200 miles. It's your siblings, it's your neighbors. And here you have Conjunctio. Now, Conjunctio is a crossroads of sorts. It is when you have a road this way and a road this way, you see these two roads are interacting. Okay, that could because they have to cross over each other and traffic is going both ways. So this is really about interaction, and I drew that because it's like a crossroads. It's really about interactions. Also, I want to let you know that Conjunctio is ruled by Mercury, so that could be a lot of communication, or there needs to be more communication with people in your immediate surroundings, your neighbors. Get out, talk to your neighbors, maybe have a barbecue over the weekend. Talk to your siblings, your brothers and your sisters. So yeah, really keep those lines of communication open. Communication is key here. I do want to point out as well that communication works both ways. Both, attentive listening is also a part of communication, especially when dealing with your siblings. So really, pay attention to what they're saying and also watch your tongue before answering, because we don't want any kind of conflict going on. But yeah, this is really about communication with people in your immediate surroundings. Now let's move on to house number 4. And this is the house of, well, it could be about your father. Depending on what your question is, we got a million people watching the videos. They all come here with a question in their mind, and they're watching the video to hopefully find the answer to those questions. I don't know what your questions are. I don't have time to answer a million questions a week, to be honest. But some of you, it could be your father. And in this house, we have the figure of Pur. And Pur is a masculine energy. This is also the house of land, like the city you live in, the building you live in, the house you live in. Could also be about moving. Now, Pur, like I said, is a very masculine energy. It's a very transformative energy. It's very passionate. It's very forceful. Um, and it happens suddenly. It's like a sudden change. So, if you've been wanting to move, or things happen and you have to move, but whatever the case may be, it's like it happens quickly. For some of you, it could be, it's a little bit after the first of the month. It could be, things happened and been paid, and you have to move swiftly. So that could be one thing. Your father could come in quickly. He could leave quickly. Um, but yeah, there's this sudden masculine energy here in the fourth house. Lots of transformation going on with the city and the building and moving and stuff. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. In house number 5, which is the house of crops, children, and pleasure. Now, when we say crops, you have to remember that this is a very, very ancient system. Geomancy was originally done by putting dots in dirt. That's how old it is. It is old as dirt. All right. With crops, nowadays we would relate that more to like planting seeds. We water our seeds that we plant, we nurture them, we make sure they have food and sunlight, and help them grow until they are fully bloomed so that we can harvest the seeds that we initially planted, whether those be thoughts, ideas, business plans, stock market, whatever the case may be. You maybe have been if it is the house of pleasure, maybe you've had your eye on a certain someone and you've been nice to them, been flirting. Those are all seeds as well. And since it is about seeds and growing plants and crops and blah blah blah, this is also the house of fertility, because if your ground is not fertile, your seeds are not going to grow. So it is also about fertility and pregnancy. Now, in this house, we have acquisitio. Acquisitio is about gain. So, whatever it is that you planted, those seeds will grow to abundance. Okay, if you have been trying to get pregnant, this may be a good time for it to happen. The house of pleasure. So, it's possible that your sex drive goes into, a little bit, gets a little boost. Let me see what else. Yeah. All right, let's move to house number 6. House number 6 is people, pets, and illness. Now, in this house, we have Fortuna Major. Now, Fortuna Major is it's about power, it's about success, a great fortune. It is a difficult path, but it unfolds naturally. It's one of those kind of things you go with the flow and it'll just happen. Now, but this is in the house of people, pets, and illness. So people will be more attracted to you, come to you more easily this week, along with you may find yourself stray animals walking up to you. You may be noticing a certain animal more often this week. Really pay attention to that. I do have a workshop here on YouTube, Animal Speak Workshop. It's free. You can make a donation if you would like, but it is free and you are more than welcome to go watch that. But pay attention to those animals that you are seeing this week. They may not always be domestic animals, dogs, cats. They could be wild animals. They could be coyotes. They could be dead skunks on the side of the road if you encounter a lot of them, okay? They're sending you a message. Find out what medicine that animal has, what magical medicine that animal represents, to figure out what the message is. And you can learn a lot by reviewing that Animal Speak workshop on my channel. Illnesses. There could be a rise in illnesses this week from people that are directly around you, could be yourself. So please get vaccinated, get boosted, wear your mask. I know they're starting to lighten up a bit on the mask wearing, but better be safe than sorry, especially when we have Fortuna Major in the house of illness. Okay. All right, let's keep going. House number 7. This is what I like to call the house of romance. This is the house of partners, of contracts. Okay, and in this house, you have the figure of Albus. Now, Albus is peace. I like to describe it as that light at the end of the tunnel. It's like this pure white light. It's so warm, inviting, and comforting. It's pure and it's peaceful. So in your partnerships, whether it be a romantic partnership, a business partnership, um, you know, if signing contracts, things like that, those relationships are going to be a very comforting and peaceful um, feeling this week. Now let's move on to house number 8. This is the house of death, ghost, magic, and cycles. Magic is work that you do in this particular house. It signifies work that you do if you are doing root work or any kind of rituals, things like that. Cycles, I like to describe as a book of life. You have different chapters in your book. Sometimes you have to close one chapter to start the other. These chapters are cycles. You're going through different cycles in your life. You're going through different chapters in your book of life with death and ghost. This is also the house of the ancestors. Okay, and in this house, we also have acquisitio, which is gain. Now, not to try to scare anyone, but I want to point out something here. These two houses, you got some illness going on here. You may be gaining another ancestor. This is not for everyone. This is a general read. Some of you out there this week will gain another ancestor. Make sure you take care of your ancestors. Set up your ancestor altar. Have a glass of water, a white candle. That's all you need. Okay? But just mentally try to prepare yourself. Okay? Well, I really don't want to deal on that too much. Also, with it being in gain and in the house of cycles, you could be starting a new cycle in your life. All right, let's keep going. We're going to house number 9. Now, this is your house of travel. Travel over 200 miles. It is also the house of spirituality and of divination. In this house, you have Carcer. This is the figure that I was telling you about earlier that feels like you are in prison, like things are being delayed. You feel trapped. You feel bound. Um, Travel may be delayed. An initiation or a conversion may be delayed. Um, Divination, it's kind of like you just not really wanting to do it. You don't want to do divination as much this week. It kind of takes a back seat to other things. Like I said, this is probably not the week to do travel. As far as the delays with initiations and conversions, things to do with spirituality, maybe you've been doing a work and it's taking longer. It needs to be worked longer. Don't worry about that stuff. Okay, this is 1 week's reading and it will pass. Okay, this is just a minor setback. It is nothing major. All right, let's keep going. Next, we have house number 10. Remember when I was saying that some of you may have questions about your father? Well, others may have questions about their mother. This is the house of the mother. This is also the house of career and reputation. Funny thing is, up here on the house of the father, we got poor, which was a masculine energy. Here in the house of the mother, we got puella, which is the feminine energy. Huh? See how things like that work? Puella is about harmony. It's harmony and happiness. Sometimes it can be a little but for the most part, it's pretty stable, pretty peaceful. You're content. So the career is feeling content. The reputation, you're doing good with that. And if you've been searching for your mother or you have a question for your mother, this is a sign. Yeah, it's about your mother. Okay. We're going to move on over to house number 11. This is the house of friends, help from friends, hopes and wishes, and unspoken questions. Like I was saying earlier, 1,000,000 views on this video. Got a lot of people come in. They're wondering about a specific something. Um, it's not directly spoken to me. This is going out to all Pisces. So whatever that question is, this is your answer, okay? If it wasn't covered in any of the other houses, this is your answer. And once again, we got conjunctio. This is about interactions with others. This is a crossroads. You may be at a crossroads in your question, not know what to do. Well, crossroads also interact. Also, remember, conjunctio is ruled by Mercury, which is communication. So make sure that you communicate your feelings. What is it about this situation or about this person that you are questioning? You need to talk to them about it. If it is your hopes and wishes, it could be that you need to put in a little more effort, do a little more interaction, take more action to get your hopes and wishes. If it is friends, you could be working well with others. All right, so let's keep moving. Now we are moving over to house number 12. This is a house of restrictions, debt, and secrets, or what I like to call rumors. Okay, and in this house, we got the dragon's head. Now, the dragon's head usually is really good. It's about new possibilities, new beginnings, things like that. However, in house 12, the house of restrictions, debts, and secrets, we kind of don't want that stuff. But it looks like we've got some more coming our way. All right, so just heads up on that. Now, if I was doing a personal reading, a geomantic shield spread is basically set up like a courtroom. You've got 12 jurors here, okay? And then you come down, you have a first witness, a second witness. You have the judge, he gives your answer and the effect of the ruling or the sentence. But this is not a personal reading. This is for all Pisces out there, all 1,000,000 of you who are viewing this video. So the way we're going to do it is, you see here, we have a past. Now this one doesn't say it, but this is the present. And this is the future. All right. Okay. In the past, we have Albus. That is very good. Albus is the one about the heavenly light at the end of the tunnel, the feelings of purity and peace and comfort, things like that. So in the past, things have been, pretty peaceful, comfortable. But what Spirit's telling me is you shouldn't get comfortable. Because when you get comfortable is when you stop putting in effort to make things better, because you're kind of comfortable where you are. So I just want to remind you, when you work harder and you put in the effort, you can have more, or you can have extra, or you can have better. And some of you may already have that. As we see here in the present, we have Fortuna Major. So this week is a very, very good week for success and for power, for stability. That would be the overall. In the future, now I do want to tell you, the future, if you do nothing and leave everything exactly the way it is in this entire reading. Don't try to interact or change anything. Just let it unfold naturally. You're going to end up here with Tristitia. This is the future. Tristitia is about sorrow. It is a downward movement. You see here, this is a downward pointing arrow. This can be lowered spirits, lowered vitality, lowered expectations. Sometimes it can be very stabilizing and make you feel really stuck. Okay, so what is it in this reading that could lead to that future? That is what you need to figure out with your own circumstances, your own situations, and figure out what it is that you need to change. This week is the week to do it. This week is Major Fortuna. You just put in the effort, change whatever it is. It could be for some of you, if there is an illness and a death in the family, that actually, that's understandable. That can make you have, um, you know, feel very sorrowful. And I completely understand that. But if it is looking back over the chart, if it is something else here that could possibly bring about this sorrowful feeling, um, you know, make a little effort to change whatever it is in that particular house to make your life better. Because I do really want the best for all of you. All right, but overall, like I said, it looks like a really, really successful, fabulous week. So, I hope that you have enjoyed this reading and that it will help lead you and guide you into this coming week. If you do feel like it has helped you, please feel free to share this video. Sharing is caring. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing week. Love you bunches. Bye bye.